Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. The time is approximately, well, let me start with the date. The date is Thursday, November 28th, 2019. It is Thanksgiving in the United States, and I believe, if memory serves, Canada also celebrates Thanksgiving. But I don't know if they celebrate it on the same frequency as the United States, but I digress. And the time is approximately 11:49 a.m. The sun is in Sagittarius, and the moon is waxing in Capricorn. So going forward, and definitely beginning in December of 2019, I'm going to switch from doing this, from pulling a tarot and an oracle card on a daily basis to a weekly basis. That's probably going to work well, or rather work better for my schedule. And if it doesn't, then I might go to bi-weekly, or I might go to monthly, or I might stop doing it altogether. It just depends, because I noticed that as much as I loved the idea of pulling a tarot and oracle card every day and recording it on a YouTube video, or rather on a video for my YouTube channel, it began taking away time from other projects and endeavors that needed my either complete or immediate attention. And that wasn't going to work for me. That just was not going to work for me. I have this thing about being as available as possible for my clients, especially new clients who don't know how especially abundantly full my schedule is from September through December. And the fact of the matter is that now that I have resumed using a lot of the metaphysical methods and sacred tools that I teach in my prosperity classes, I find that I'm already looking at scheduling appointments for both January and February and technically March of 2020. As a matter of fact, I already have appointments scheduled for both January and February of 2020. And I'm pretty certain that before the end of 2019, I will have at least 1 or 2 appointments scheduled as far in advance as March, maybe even April of 2020. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I was divinely guided to pose the following question. What is the most important decision I need to make right now? From the Everyday Witch Tarot, I pulled the 9 of Pentacles. So definitely the most important decision I need to make right now has to do with my physical health and well-being, has to do with my financial health and well-being, has to do with my prosperity consciousness, and also has to do with closing certain doors and opening other doors so that I can be more prosperous, more fulfilled, and more professionally successful. And then from the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards, I pulled Donna. Donna is one of the creatrix goddesses of Ireland, and I love how this card is subtitled High Priestess. So for me, it was about remembering to honor and nourish and celebrate my inner goddess, and also to remember who I am. So it was a very, very deep reading for the day. It really was. In the meantime, I did want to share a few thoughts on Thanksgiving. So, personally, I've never cared for this 30 days of gratitude in November stuff. To me, it's crap, and I'll tell you why it's crap. Given a lot of the things that I've experienced in my life, given how many times I've almost died in my life, given how many amazing, beautiful, and wonderful people that I've had the honor and pleasure of knowing and loving and adoring and honoring in my life who are now deceased, and given how many other wonderful people I know who have chronic health conditions, my personal belief is that if you woke up this morning and you drew breath, you must express gratitude. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care what the month is. It could be January, it could be March, it could be April, it could be July. If you wake up in the morning and if you draw breath, you must express gratitude, no matter what. whether you do it publicly or privately, whether you do it aloud or silently, whether you share that on social media or not, it is imperative you express gratitude. And that's my personal belief. It is my personal philosophy. I can tell you that there are people in my life who hear me use the words thank you on a multi-daily basis. Two of them are my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, and the Michelle Swan Graham, who I have often referred to as one of my favorite people on the planet, and she absolutely is. Whenever we go out to eat together, I probably say the words thank you to every person who comes to the table for one reason or another. Server, bus person, manager, server assistant, owner, etc., etc., etc. The words thank you are a constant out of my mouth, onto an email, in an email, onto a page. It's because I have a lot of reasons for which to be most thankful. I am most thankful for a great deal. It's interesting that my awesome audiovisual person and I are actually going to Brooklyn to spend Thanksgiving with a mutual friend of ours. And it's his first time hosting a Thanksgiving dinner after his mother died. So he and I, my awesome audiovisual person and I, are primarily going for emotional support. And we agreed that we would bring a few things to share with others that are going to be there. And the fact of the matter is that I had the honor and pleasure of knowing this friend's mother, and she was a beautiful person. I loved spending time with her. She was one of my most valued clients, and she was somebody who didn't have a lot of money, but she had a lot of love and she had a lot of honor for what I do as a professional psychic. She actually reprimanded me one time when I offered her a discount. She was like, don't do that, Robert. You know that you're worth what you charge. And I'm like, okay, I apologize. This is what I charge for this reading. This is what I charge for this length of reading. And at the time, my fees were lower than what they are now, but she still was like, I'm going to pay you what you charge. And please don't do that to me ever again. And that was the last time I did it. And that's the other thing. I need to let everybody know when we sit down to have Thanksgiving dinner that I'm going to express gratitude now, because if you wait for me to finish expressing gratitude, all the foods that need to be eaten when they're hot will not be hot. You will need to reheat them. So, hold on. Sorry about that. Let's try this again. That's so much better. Still getting the hang of this, as you can see. Okay. So with that being said, I have a lot of reasons for which to be thankful. I have a lot of reasons to be thankful for a lot of people, a lot of things, a lot of wondrous celestial beings. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I invite you to express ever more reasons to be thankful. And if you do not express Thanksgiving, or if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, then that's what you don't do. But none of this. Well, I'm going to express gratitude every day in November. 30 days of gratitude in November is just, to me, it's crap. It's just utter crap. It's like, so what? You're not grateful in January. You're not grateful in March. You're not grateful in August. It's a thing with me that really, irks me. It's one of those things that, can somebody take their fingernails and claw a chalkboard rather than, experience that. And mind you, I know some really great people who do that, and I don't think any less of them, but for me, it's just like, yeah, let's express gratitude every day. How about that? Wouldn't that be nice? You woke up this morning, you drew breath. Did you express gratitude at least once? If you didn't, then why not? Okay. Anyway, YouTube, as always, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the shares, and I am very excited for those of you who are returning to avail yourselves of my psychic services, and I am very excited for those of you who are going to begin using my psychic services for the very first time, or rather who are using my psychic services for the very first time. Thank you, and have a beautiful, peaceful, nourishing, and healing weekend. And goodbye, and good night, and good day, and good weekend.